Okay, how are you going today? Me? I've been on a bit of a journey. Couple quick things. Excuse me. This would be my second recording for the night. I did have a shaman recording, but I wasn't super happy with how it turned out. Second thing I learnt was you can actually find fully constructed drones in the tunnel areas. Problem is, they don't go into... Sorry, one moment. Combat loadout. Just need... They don't go into your large item slot, surprisingly. From what I've been able to gather, it seems like they only work in, like, large item slots. So... yeah, from memory, I don't think the shaman can actually equip the pack mule or something that has like large item slots outside of probably the enhanced or the standard rig. But yeah, you'd have to go a long way just to run the off chance that you find a drone. I think I found maybe 3 throughout 3 tunnels. Anyways, here's the current plan for the day. Tunnel A to the Scorched Enclave, which will then, Scorched Enclave will lead me to Tunnel B, preferably the mech trenches. Yeah, so VIP treatment, which will follow Tunnel B, which will then lead me to, hang on, I'm going to have to look at the actual map. Yeah, so Tunnel A to Scorched Enclave, Tunnel B to mech trenches, Tunnel C to Stairway Gate, Tunnel D to Babel. You can see the quests over here on the left. Pyro, eliminate the VIP, hack the servers and extract from the mech trenches, and eliminate the sniper. I couldn't really think of a good quest to do in the mech trenches, so I figured I'd just keep it, you know, fairly simple, considering the rest of them are elimination quests. Here's the current loadout. I plan on starting from Tunnel A and working my way through the whole thing again. The only thing I'm going to do a bit differently this time is I'm going to stagger these videos. It's not that I don't want to do the super long ones, it's just that editing it all together takes a bit more than I'd expect. Like, I do this after work, so I only have a few hours to work with, and because of how my first run for the night went, yeah, we starting fresh. Anyways, on with the video. Okay, so back in the tunnels, not really sure what to expect. Like, I'm not sure if the randomness has taken up yet, or whether that'll be something that gets implemented at a later date. Because so far a lot of these tunnel areas feel very, very similar from what I've experienced. Where is this EXO at? Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, shit. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I am tempted to try out a slightly different method of production when it comes to this. So I'm gonna do Tunnel A, get the Scorched Enclave done, and then probably cut the video there. It'll all be the same run. I might even turn it into like a full playlist, just so it's not as lengthy. The other bit that's probably worth mentioning is, it's not that I don't like doing these longer form, or the longer form content, but like, I'm still very much in the experimental phase of YouTube, And because of that, I kind of want to... I still want to sample and try out new things. Like, not... different games aren't really heavy on... I'm just going to grab these two while I'm at it. New games aren't really on the agenda, at least not currently. Like, for example, Helldivers. Love playing Helldivers, but for whatever reason it doesn't really translate to good viewing content all that well. Like, admittedly, as a smaller YouTuber, or someone that does YouTube content, there's a lot of other people that are probably doing Helldivers content and trying to get noticed for doing Helldivers content, considering how... I'm just going to call it how competitive the market is. It'd be something I'd purely just do for me. You know, but this is that whole... I'd probably end up turning into more of a highlight reel than anything else. Don't run. So what I mean by that is, by highlight reel I'm talking just purely YouTube shorts and reels, because that's the most prevalent Helldivers 2 content format that I've seen. Like, I don't see a lot of, you know, long form content for Helldivers 2 that is all that interesting or all that popular. Anyways, probably shouldn't be too many more interjections from me. One moment. Come back. The only dilemma I'm having with, like, trying to shoot these guys in the back of the head is... I don't know if I need to aim, like, a little bit higher. Like, say, about that. But even that didn't do what I thought it was going to. It seems like it needs to be a headshot to the face. For some weird reason. I'd really like to know where these whispers are coming from. Look here, spooky ghosts. Fuck off. I'm not sure where that EXO is currently, so I'm going to have to proceed with a little bit of caution. What? What the hell? I'm just going to hope that doesn't turn around and make things awkward for me. But yeah, just... I've mentioned it before, but the two greatest loves I have in this life are music and games. The one problem with one of those is music tends to get you copyright struck, from what I've seen, and I don't know any workarounds for it. Like, I've heard if you edit, say, 30% of a song, you can use that. If you use maybe 30% of a song, you might be able to use that as well. Like, excuse me. Because I see people using songs in, like, YouTube shorts and whatnot. And while they might not be excessively long videos, they're still able to do it. So, yeah, it's just one of those where I've noticed, but because I don't know the specifics, I don't know how I should proceed. I'm gonna go left before I go right. So I'm pretty sure that's the exit out, which I don't really want to deal with right now. Like, that would take me back to the units, which I ain't looking for. On the plus side of things, because I have the pack mule rig, I can pretty much loot without any hesitation. Gotta love it. Another thing that's probably worth mentioning is, say, YouTube polls and posts. For example, I really want to bring the people that watch my content into, let's call it the decision-making process. You know, it's a beautiful thing about having a community. It's that, you know, you can actually involve the community. And that's essentially what I want to do, is involve the community. The question then becomes, you know, like, what's the best way to actually do this? You know, do we have, say, like a poll to have a specific character played? Do we have a poll for like specific areas or challenge requirements? Like whether it's, you know, specific weapons or, you know, like quests that should be pretty much considered damn near impossible to do as an individual. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot to be determined, and I really don't know what the best course of action is. Yep, Scorched Enclave. So, just to quickly touch on something before I move on to the next area. Because I'm thinking about doing staggered content, I'm probably going to have to do it in the way that Tunnel A into the Scorched Enclave into Tunnel B, but I will find a checkpoint in Tunnel B, and that's probably where, say, video 1 will end. Anyways, onwards! So here we are on the Scorched Enclave. Current objective, find Pyro. Hopefully. Pyro's spawn locations tend to be a bit odd. Like, I've seen him pop up in maybe 3 different places normally. Like, number 1, that area over there. Shit. Ow. So I'm going to move out of the line of fire into somewhere a little bit safer. I can hear grenade launcher shots going off. It's one of those where I'm probably going to have to play a little bit more aggressive than I normally would, being the stealth enthusiast that I am. I hear mechanical movement. Oh yeah, up the back there. Not pyro, but a danger altogether. Man, lucky I had the cover. Jesus. Tanky. Still haven't found pyro. I just want to check something because I hear the mechanical movement, and there's been a few times recently where yeah, these guys, they're actually moving around the back. That's interesting. Just going to take a little bit more of a peek around. This area on the off chance pyro is actually around here. Doesn't really seem like it, so we're going to move on. Okay, so that was a bug. Trying to remember what it was. I think it was if you had the water drones or the water bots in your innards, you got a slight buff to your health, which apparently was actually meant to be tacked on to the living quarters, surprisingly. I'm trying to hunt down the enemies that have grenade launchers. So I'm pretty much just stuck going off audio currently. Yeah, so that one has a grenade launcher as well. But surprisingly, that's not who we're here for. Still haven't found pyro, so onwards, I guess. Gotta check the next area for pyro. Hopefully he's over here. Going off that, I'm guessing he's been killed. Well, that's disappointing, but we can recover from it, so yeah, I'll try and get a bit more into Tunnel B, but I will end up grabbing that checkpoint. Alright, leave that there. Enter the tunnels? So I suppose you could call it Tunnel A and Tunnel B and a half. Anyways, one moment. So here we are in Tunnel B. We need to find... well, we need to figure out how to get to that checkpoint. So, first things first, I'm just going to check out the usual the spooky zone, which is just down here. Because rough estimate, maybe 2 out of 4, even if not 3 out of 4 times. Yeah, there we go. There's always something big and spooky in the spooky zone. So we ain't going that way just yet. Think of it as foreshadowing for a later, like probably tomorrow's video. Anyways, we continue our looting, bit of an exploration, and then yeah. I suppose there's one thing I could touch on quickly from the video that was supposed to be the shaman video. Was I found out that if you set yourself up to pick up the... Oh, it's a two-parter, actually. If you set yourself up to find the totem from the Scrapyard Nexus, I thought it might just put the aggro on you in just the Scrapyard Nexus. No. It will have aggro follow you through every single map that follows. Actually, I think it'd be a 3-parter. The second bit is, as long as you extract it from the Scrapyard Nexus, the quest will complete. I don't know if that's a bug or whether that's intended. And the third thing was, if you do manage to get it extracted, you will get yourself a fast travel drone, which is how I got my gear back recently. So, just gonna have a bit of a look around. That'll be towards the extract. We're not too worried about that currently. Just gotta do the things that I dread most in this game. Platforming. Alright. That's all from me for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, even though it's a bit shorter than the normal. One thing I'd kind of noticed at the last second there was, if the tunnel re-randomization happens in between videos, chances are I'm going to have to go all the way back to the start, but, you know, knowledge for the future. Anyways, that's all from me. Until next time.